Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. I'm Julian Edelman.
I'm Rob Gronkowski.
And this is the show where your favorite dudes talk about their favorite dudes. What are we talking about today?
When trash talk crosses the line.
Patriots receiver that brings the juice?
Will the Chiefs make the playoffs? And then we wrap it up with Gronkstradamus in the Chillest Dude of the Week, presented by Coors Light.
Dudes on Dude is a production of iHeartRadio. Season is flying by. It's already cream season. Let's get into it.
All right, we got some dude news. A lot went down around the league this weekend, and let's take a look at some of these headlines that caught our eye. First headline that caught our eye here is Cleveland players say 49ers wide receiver Jennings crossed the line with on-field comments. Jules, did anyone ever cross the line with on-field comments when you were playing the game?
Yeah. I've been called a few things, but I always it didn't bug me. I didn't care. I thought you're in between the lines, anything goes. But clearly Juwan Jennings got punched in the nuts last week. The defensive lineman from Cleveland this week says he deserved to get punched in the nuts for how he talks on the field. So he must be talking reckless out there. I just want to know, what do you think he's saying? What is he saying to get guys saying that he deserves to get hit in the nuts?
I don't think it's what he's saying, which is part of it. But here's the thing. I think he just talks on a continuous basis to where he deserves to get hit and deserves to get, punished back. There's comments all the time flying on the football field. A guy can say something to you that's reckless as heck that never really bothers you. But I would say in the NFL is when guys start retaliating to other guys making comments is when they don't stop with the comments all game long and they finally get under their skin. And I think that's what's happening here with Jennings.
Well, what's he saying? Is he saying something about his family, his girl, his wife? I want to know what makes you cross the line to where it goes through your head that, hey, that guy deserves to get punched in the nuts.
I've heard it all. At family shit, saying something about your girlfriend, I've heard it all. Saying something about your teammate that's on the field. Everything's said in between the lines, at least once throughout the year. I just think it's that he just kept insisting, on talking shit throughout the whole game. That's just my theory here.
Myles Garrett, I can't speak for how he was raised, but if you have nothing good to say, don't say something to somebody, Garrett says. So he had a lot to say that was demeaning and disparaging towards some of our players.
And I was just trying to separate everybody. And I tried to go up and ask for what the problem was. And then he started coming at me. And some guys just roll like that. Hey, Juwan Jennings just had to be rolling on something if he was just going off like this the whole entire game, even on Myles Garrett, because you respect Myles Garrett to the highest T as an NFL player of what he's doing out on the field. If you're even going after him when Myles Garrett is just trying to chill things out, then hey, Juwan Jennings was just steaming, and sometimes people have personal problems, going on in their lives. I'm not saying what the situation is. I'm just coming up with ideas, even ideas, even things that happened in my life where off the field problems you bring onto the field and you let your anger go on the field, because that's kind of what makes football so great, is that you can take off field problems and you can just unleash it, on the guys that you're going against and just try to smash them and get all that anger out. Maybe that's a situation here that he's dealing with. Who knows? It could be anything.
Niners are going into a bye. It'll be interesting to see what the next team says. All right, let's jump on to another one. Andy Reid, we're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play in every game. I don't know what that means. How do you tickle a tonsil?
I would say that they're trying to throw everything at you, everything that they got, from trick plays to smash mouth football, whatever it takes to win games is kind of like tickling your tonsil. Because when you're tickling someone, like their feet or anything, they get all goofy and then you can make a move on them. I think that's the situation here. And just what a quote by Andy Reid. I mean, the guy's great. He's always coming up with some great sayings out there. He's got great commercials as well with those nuggets when he's double dipping it and everything. So Andy Reid's just a gem whenever he throws something out there like this.
Kansas City's remaining schedule: Houston on Sunday Night Football, the Chargers, Tennessee, Denver, Christmas Day, and then Las Vegas. They got to win probably all 5 of those.
Man, are they going to make the playoffs, Julian?
It's hard to bet against them. It's hard to bet against them, but look, we've seen a lot of the firsts for this team this year. We've never seen Patrick Mahomes lose 3 in a row. They did that this year, I think. We've never seen a lot. It's hard for me to take Patrick Mahomes back into a corner.
Mean, they're going to win at Tennessee. They're going to win at Las Vegas. But can they win the Houston
Are they going to win
game,
Houston,
the Chargers
though?
game, and the Denver game? The good thing going for them is that all 3 of those tough games are at home, and the 2 easy games are versus the 2 worst teams in the league on the road with Tennessee and Vegas. So I think between Houston, the Chargers game, and Denver, if they pull off 2 of those wins, they got to win. They got to win all 5. You think if they go 10-7? Yeah, I think they might have a little shot to make the playoffs, but I would say they would have to win all 5 is more on the path that they're going to, have to go to get into the playoffs.
I'm not writing them off until I see their
until the analytics
computer says they can't get in.
Kansas City Chiefs are eliminated from the playoffs. I will not write them off because they're a team right now. If they get into the playoffs, they're still Super Bowl contenders. If they get in, the Chiefs can get in and beat anyone at any given time, but also they can lose to anyone at any given time as well. And that's the problem that's going on with their season this year.
The one thing that scares me is the offensive line. I know they've had troubles. Simmons, he's banged up. I think Mahomes has been sacked 3 or more times in every game since week 8. That's not good. Juwan Taylor, he's been banged up. Trey Smith, high and low ankle sprain. I mean, that's the one thing you got to do to beat the Chiefs. That's what it's been shown over the years is you got to get Patrick uncomfortable in that pocket. We saw that in 2 Super Bowls. We've seen that anytime they lose. Is that reason?
That great, Julian? Because they let Joe Thuney walk to the Chicago Bears.
And what are the Chicago Bears doing right now?
They're in first place.
And what is Ben Johnson doing right now?
Ben Johnson's taking his shirt off in the locker room after a Black Friday win.
Why did he do that?
Because it's Ben Johnson and he gets hyped and he loved the discounts that were all over the internet.
I think it was because he was giving out free wieners.
Yeah, he was giving out free wieners. And because the Chicago Bears are in first place and won on Black Friday versus the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champions from last year. And let me tell you, Ben Johnson looks pretty ripped, Jules.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He looks pretty jacked.
He does.
Where's his hair? Does he shave that bad boy or is he just hairless?
No, he's got hair. There's a little mop up there.
Is there? I can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's like a receiver. He looks like a receiver.
You ever have a coach go shirtless, though?
I think I did. I think my at Kent State, Doug Martin, my head coach, I think he took his shirt off once. He used to do some crazy shit. Like we'd play a rival team, and he dressed up in Akron full uniform and ran onto our field and like tried to jump in drills with us, like to hype us up. He was a hype guy like that. Shout out Doug Martin. I think he's over at Elon now, coaching up offense. What about you, Rob? You've seen a coach take off their shirt?
I never have, actually. And I would say the craziest thing I've seen a coach do, let me think about it, man. I never really been in a situation like that before.
I got a question.
So I would just say, just take the Gatorade over the head. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen one of my head coaches do before.
Yeah, that means you're winning a lot. But did you ever, at the facility, Patriots, did you ever go the coach's locker room shortcut through the coach's locker room?
I did one time, and I felt so out of place doing it, and I was so happy that I didn't get caught either. Like, there was no coaches in the locker room at the moment, and I was like, this doesn't feel right going through the coach's locker room to make a little shortcut just to get to the training room. So I did it once and never did it again.
Yeah, so we used to have, we have our locker room, and then there's the training room, and then there was like a shortcut through the coach's locker room to the meeting rooms. But you'd have to go the long way. But sometimes I would cut through that coach's locker room, and I've seen, it's weird when you see a coach naked.
It really is.
Have you seen him in the shower? It's weird when you see a coach in the shower naked, or you walk through it's like, man.
It's like it is. I've been in the showers before with a coach, and like when it's a position coach or offensive coordinator or head coach, you're like, yeah, this is a little awkward. Like if it's like a assistant or graduate assistant coach, that's kind of like a young guy, that's kind of like your boy, then it's kind of normal. But like when you get like a coach that's older than you and they got knowledge and you see him in the shower, you're like, oh, this is a little awkward.
Knowledge and a lot of hair.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's get out of this subject, Jules. How do we get down that road? Let's go.
Well, because the coach taking shirt off, I was like, I remember seeing Ives without his shirt on once in that locker room, and I was like, oh man, I gotta go.
Hi, this is Gronk from Dudes on Dudes, and talk about a perfect partnership. I'm here to tell you about protecting your end zone with Dude Wipes. If you're still wiping with toilet paper, you need to listen up. Dude Wipes are a wet, extra large flushable wipe that leave nothing behind in your behind. Because they are wet, and we all know wetter cleans better. Unlike dry wiping with toilet paper, Dude Wipes clear instead of smear. Goodbye dingleberries. Goodbye itch and irritation. Plus, if you take Gronk-sized grumpies, or as I like to call them, Gronkies, baby wipes won't do. You need extra big Dude Wipes to handle the job. And they come in different scents and pack sizes, including a single-use on-the-go pack that you can take wherever you go for that home field advantage. So don't fumble the ball with toilet paper. Stop being an a-hole to your b-hole and start using Dude Wipes. Available on Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. The holidays are a great time to come together and celebrate. It's all about making memories with the ones you love.
But between shopping, the decorations, the hosting everyone, it can get a bit stressful. And that's why you got to remember to choose chill.
Grandpa fell asleep in the mashed potatoes at the dinner table? Choose chill.
You burnt the turkey so bad, it set off the smoke alarm. Choose chill.
The backyard touch football game turned into a tackle football game? Choose chill.
No matter what's thrown at you this holiday season, choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Every holiday party gets brighter with Coors Light. I remember last year, the best part of the evening was passing out cold Coors Lights and just remembered what the holidays are all about. Choose chill this holiday season.
Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer.
Justin Herbert broke his hand in his non-throwing hand, left hand. I think a metacarpal. They call that the metacarpal. I broke my third metacarpal once, and I was out for 2 weeks and played with it. But do you think he could play with a broken non-throwing hand?
I think he could. I mean, it's the non-throwing hand, and he broke it on the first series on Monday. No, not on Monday. He broke it on the first series last week, and he got surgery on Monday, December 1st. But he still played. He still played on Sunday, and he still went 15 for 20 for 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So I think he'll be better because he was playing in the pain. So like at that moment. So I think once it gets healed, or once they fix it and they cast it up, maybe take a week off just to give it a little bit more time. But after that, once it's, at least halfway healed, I think he can go out there and still play and just protect it more. just have the knowledge of and the knowing power that it is broken, and don't be running around with the ball and taking hits. Just go down when you need to go down, and just be out there to hand the ball off and make great throws still.
Well, we saw how this went with Aaron. I mean, that's tough. Like, even when you get hit and you have a broken left hand, then you brace the fall with your right hand, leaves you in jeopardy of hurting that hand. You're definitely not going to be able to go under center because you got to have that left hand up, and that ball hits that left hand when you're under the center, you know what I mean? So, like, they're going to have to go exclusively in shotgun, which they did in that game. But the fact that he broke it in the first drive, I've broken that hand, and it's pretty impressive. That's impressive to play the whole game with a broken hand.
And just the fact that he finished the game and he possibly might play even after the surgery on Monday, that's just dog behavior right there, Jules. Ruff, ruff.
You know what? And that goes to tell you can't judge a book by its cover. Because, old Herbie, tall, handsome, Oregon kid, tree lover, celebrity girlfriend. Dude likes to rip off. He'll rip your face off too, like, I guess. He plays with broken hands and shit.
Played with broken ribs as well before.
Dude's tough. Dude is freaking tough. I hope they can get that offensive line going because they got a tough rest of the way to go. They got Philadelphia this week, I think, right? They got Philly this week.
It's gonna be a good game.
Oh my God. They have a monster schedule. Like, I'm a little worried for them, especially with Justin Herbert being banged up going into this thing.
Jules, they do have a tough schedule. They're a little bit ahead of the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe whoever wins the Chargers versus Chiefs game on Sunday, December 14th, that's the team that's going to get into the playoffs. As the second seed, as a second seed in that division, with Denver winning it. And that's going to be the wild card team that gets in. Chargers are ahead of the Chiefs right now, but with this tough schedule and then that head-to-head game versus the Chiefs, that's going to be one of the biggest games of the year in December.
Man, football, it's undefeated. Always theatricals.
Well, let's go back to that schedule, though. Let's go back to it. Let's see what the Chargers have lined up on their plate.
Chargers got Eagles.
This is Thanksgiving leftovers. And this is a lot of leftovers that they got on their plate. This is it ain't like this is fried turkey that's nice and moist. This is leftovers that's dry, and they got to chop it up, and it's
3
all
days.
bony.
You got to put it in a soup.
And they got the Eagles. That's a tough opponent. They got the Cowboys. They got the Broncos.
Yikes.
They got the Chiefs, and then they got the Texans.
The
hardest
finish
leftovers that you can possibly have after Thanksgiving.
Those are some moldy leftovers, man.
Moldy.
Can't eat
These
that.
leftovers were left on the table, and they got to figure out a way how to, distinguish it and eat it still.
Well, that's some of the storylines of the league. Let's toss it to this week's Dude segment presented by Dude Wipes. It's time for this week's Dude segment presented by Dude Wipes.
And today we are going to be breaking down a dude that has had an insane comeback season.
Who could that be?
Not me, Jules, because I'm not playing anymore. But I did have an NFL comeback season. I was NFL Comeback Player of the Year, and I won an ESPY for Comeback Player of the Year well. So I had to bring that up.
What year was that?
Speaking about this guy that has had an amazing comeback season so far. It was
16, 15?
2000. Yeah, it was when we won the Super Bowl. 2014 season.
It was the ACL knee.
Yeah, ACL, MCL tear. So I got surgery on both. Also got knocked out on the play. It was when I went up for a seam. Dequel Jackson beat him on a little play action. Caught the ball. Boom, the safety took my knees right out. Boom, blew out the knee because it hit it right on, right when I planted on the ground. Woke up, got knocked out as well. But, still caught the ball for a first down. I did what was best for the team. And I sacrificed my knee and my mind. And that's
you had Comeback Player of the Year.
And then I got Comeback Player of the Year because
just like this guy could potentially have.
Well, let's see who it is. Let's see who we're talking about. Let's whip out the AI summary.
He might.
All right. Standing 6 feet tall and weighing 191 pounds, this electric wide receiver was drafted in the 5th round of the 2015 NFL draft. Since entering the NFL, he's gone on to record 6 straight 1,000-yard seasons from 2018 to 2023. Earned 4 Pro Bowl selections, and in 2020, he led the NFL in receptions and receiving yards.
Wow.
He's an A-lister off the field as well. Ooh, AI. Speaking facts.
A-lister.
Regularly. That's a tough word for me right
Regularly.
now. That concussion that I got, that I took from that hit, but I still made the comeback. Regularly. What is it?
Regularly?
Yeah, regularly. There we go. It is what it is. Appearing at fashion shows and high-profile celebrity functions. Let's get on Stefon Diggs, ladies and gentlemen.
Stefon Diggs.
Jules, what's the first thing you think of when you hear the name Stefon Diggs? Oh,
What's that?
What's that? I don't know.
That's a celebration.
You did tell me what was the first thing you showed me.
That's the first thing that I thought about.
You showed me what the first
showed-
thing. You did some crazy dance, like you closed your nose and you started like waving like there's a stinky fart in front of you.
No.
Like what is that dance?
First thing that comes to mind is he's my guy is coming back. Tough football player. 31, coming off the ACL, and he's looking good. Superhuman, damn near, because I think he only had like 7 months off this ACL before he started playing in games.
Yes, and that's why we're talking about him as a comeback player, because he's had an unbelievable career, but we're talking about him as a comeback player because the last 2 seasons, or was it just last season only? Only one season. He was with the Houston Texans, and he was having a pretty solid year. And he blew out his ACL in Week 8, October 27th, in that game in 2024.
That's deep.
And then you wait about a month or two before you even get the surgery, because you got to build up your knee and the strength, everything around it. The swelling has to go down, and that's why we're talking about him as comeback player this year, because on a normal basis he's not a comeback player, because he's a star player. So that's why we're talking about it like that. And to come back the way that he has come back at this age is what is making this such a phenomenal story. Like, he's running full speed out there. His quickness is still there. He started week 1. He was in training camp making plays. He was kind of uncoverable, in situations as well. And that's what is so spectacular about what he's doing, because I've torn my ACL before, Julian. Yeah. And it took me about, week 5, 6 to even start feeling right. And I got comeback player of the year, but it took me, on to the Cincinnati game.
Yeah.
It really did. That whole, thing with Bill on to Cincinnati. Well, that on to Cincinnati was also, let's get Gronk back on as well.
1,000.
And it really happened like that. So it's just amazing what he has been able to do at this age, with a new quarterback, young buck quarterback, new team, and be performing at the level that he's performing at right now for the New England Patriots.
And I also think he's just a swaggy dude. I mean, you see him at the Met Gala regularly. I mean, we've seen the boat parties. These guys got boat parties. He walks in fashion shows. Cites Allen Iverson for it. That's another cool. Like, he's just a cool guy. He's a cool guy. He's a swag dad, and he just had a kid with Cardi. I mean, if you have a rapper that's your girlfriend, like one of the most famous rappers in the world,
you gotta be electric as shit.
You gotta be electric.
You gotta be like on at all times.
He's on.
Like, you gotta be ready to go, and he's ready to go. I feel like at all times, no matter the situations. I feel like he's a guy that gets like 4 or 5 hours of sleep maximum, and just wakes up and like his body's just twitching, and he can run full speed routes and just be able to go.
I mean, he's probably got top 3 most famous girlfriend of any Patriot. Probably. I mean, Giselle was damn famous. Cardi B's freaking famous.
Well, Giselle was number 1 by far, and then I think it's Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Right? She's number 2, so it's not top 3. She's top 2. Easy top 2.
Easy.
Yes.
Camille?
I mean, Camille's pretty famous.
Yeah, Camille's up there.
Camille's up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, Cardi B's number 2 still. I mean, I love Camille, but I mean,
yeah,
that's like saying, that Drake May's more famous than Tom Brady right now.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, great, great qualities, but just not more famous than Brady.
No, but I think he gets a bad rap. Also, he had a bad rap. Remember when he left Buffalo? Like I think him being motivated. I think the injuries helped him in this situation to go on to a young football team that needs a thriving leader and a leader with attitude. And he's changed that receiver room in New England around tremendously. Like, you see Booty making plays, you see Pop making plays, you see all these guys making plays, and he's the guy who's getting paid the most. So, and he's making a lot of plays. He's got a lot of production this year. He's averaging like 6-7 catches a game. He had a revenge game week 5, first time facing his old team as a Patriot, the Bills. Goes for 10, 146, breakout game. I mean, he's shown a lot of toughness this year. Mental, physical toughness, and an attitude that I think that has helped the team.
Yeah, big time has helped the team. And Vrabel, has that mental toughness as well. And then he brings in the guy like Diggs, who has the mental toughness, and they're bonding together with it. Like, they're not butting heads, it seems like. Like, that hasn't been the case at all. And if you combine those two, like with a head coach like that and a star wide receiver who's a veteran who can show and lead the way, I mean, that's a great combo. That's a great formulation, and has been just helping Drake May out tremendously, to help his growth go and to be a reliable receiver, in the slot position or wherever he is on the field. I mean, that's huge, huge, huge push for a guy like Drake May. And Stefon Diggs, I mean, I would say the best thing for his career recently was actually going to Houston. With that frustration in Buffalo, whatever was going on there, when he went to Houston, I feel like it was kind of a learning lesson for him, whatever went down in Buffalo. And now he's bringing the best juice he can possibly and the best version of Diggs to the New England Patriots. And the Patriots have so far strike gold bringing him in as a free agent and paying him to be the guy that he needs to be.
It's crazy that he was a 5th-round draft pick.
5th rounder?
Yeah. He's had some elite years. I mean, he led the league in receptions and yards. I mean, will he go over 1,000? He's going to go over 1,000 yards this year, I think.
Well, what's he going for right now?
He's got 659 yards with 7 games to go.
Yes. So, yes, he's going to go over 1,000 yards this year. He's going to have another 1,000 yards.
And I think he's going to get stronger, like to your point earlier. And to when I tore my ACL, I was better at the end of the year than I was at the beginning of the year, because you need to get that endurance strength on that knee. You're getting stronger. He's still recovering that fucking thing.
Yes, and it's probably, when you get on it 7-8 months into it, yes, you're out there, and even if you're looking like you're in stride and playing great, your knee is going to swell up on you no matter what. That's just how it is from month 7 to 10. It swells up on you, and it feels weak kind of sometimes after practice or a game of being on it, and it only gets stronger throughout the year, and you only get better, and you only trust in your body more as the year goes on. So he's going to go over 1,000 yards.
He's going over 1,000.
And he's going to start producing more and more, just like he has been.
He's been really good in the system for Drake, like safety blanket wise. They've been using him in a lot of spots. They put him in, the 3 spot. They'll put him in the slot. They'll put him outside at X. So he's shown his versatility. I'm sure he likes playing with Coach McDaniels, who's been probably a good addition for that whole offense. But man, it's cool having like a cool guy in New England. You know what I mean? Dating Cardi B, like all the off the
not just dating, just had a kid with Cardi B.
Just had a kid with Cardi B, but like. Also, he's a cool. That's like cool to have that, I feel.
Especially in the NFL world. I mean, as an NFL player, it's like, what's the other profession you want to do? It's not like, NBA player or golfer. It's like, I want to be a rapper or singer.
Yeah.
Like that's how you view it as, like, when you're playing in the NFL. And like, he's dating one of the most famously known rappers, women rappers of all time, and Cardi B. You know, so like that's cool. Like that's swaggy in ways. Like it's cool feeling to have a teammate like that in the locker room. And I bet you, guys play ball better when they see Cardi B. Like, shit, I listen to all her songs. Like, I got a ball.
He's definitely got some street cred in the locker room for sure. How many guys you think are going up to him saying, "Hey, Cardi B got any girls? Got any girlfriends for me?" Yeah, there's probably a lot of guys.
I mean, yeah.
They want to be in that clique.
Them, especially the young bucks.
Young bucks.
Yeah.
Young bucks.
Young bucks. Young bucks are. Yo, let me give some scraps. Let me give some Cardi B scraps. Oh, is that too much? No, I mean leftovers.
Leftovers.
I mean, that's what everyone said to me back in the day. Like my friends, let me just get some leftovers, Rob. I'm like, what does that even mean? They said it to me. I never said that. I'd be like, leftovers, like for Thanksgiving?
Kind of. Oh. It's kind of like Thanksgiving. Yeah. But Stefon Diggs likes Joshy McDaniels.
Yeah. Have you ever met Diggs, Jules?
I have. Yeah, I met him recently.
Training camp, right?
At training camp. We talked over the offense a little bit. He was cool. Nice. Seemed hungry for information. He seemed to be in a good spot mentally. He seemed to be excited to go to work. That was like the cool shit that crossed me when I met him. He did throw the ball to me. I forgot.
He did?
Yeah, I was walking out doing Fox show.
Yeah.
And I was like on air and he like threw the ball to me and
Did you catch it?
Caught it.
You caught it?
Caught it.
Oh, your hands are still reliable.
I'm
looking at that pinky finger right now on your right arm, and it looks kind of damaged and bent and
it's more
kind of
the
facing
finger's
the wrong
fine.
way.
It's the shoulders.
Your shoulders?
My left shoulder.
Really?
Because that's catching is the shoulder strength. If you think about it, that's that.
It's shoulder strength?
I think it's hand and shoulder.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought hand
and shoulder.
It's all connected.
Well, I think that is when you pull your arms out, you have to lock that in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when those are weak, it's always like you can always tell who has a bum shoulder on sometimes how guys catch balls. If they go like this, it's because they don't want to put their weak shoulder, if it's hurt, on top. I don't know.
Catching Clinic by Jules.
No.
Coming to you. Catching Clinic 101 by the Edelnut. And on top of the ACL coming back, he's also been playing with a broken finger the last few weeks. I mean, you got to have a different mentality to be a wide receiver. I mean, yeah, as a lineman, broken finger, you just cast it up, but like you got to use that finger. And him going out there with the broken finger and still making all the catches and plays, I mean, that's mental toughness right there. And that's what Vrabel talked about. They got to be a mental tough team. And
what is Mac saying over, or what is?
But here we go.
Drake?
But now we got some facts. What Drake May said on Diggs playing, through his injuries, that Steph's probably dramatic. Every time he gets hit, he lies on the ground and acts like he just got hit by an 18-wheeler or something.
Jokingly,
you gotta love that. That's the connection that you want to see between a quarterback and wide receiver, where you can just throw Diggs, get it, Diggs. Yeah, at other players on your team. It kind of builds that connection and chemistry even more.
Who are the most dramatic guys in our locker room?
Well, I would say Martellus Bennett, maybe.
I would say Ninko.
Yeah, Ninko. Marty B at beginning of practices, though. Remember? Individual drill. Yeah. I'm like, he's out for the year. Yeah, playing in the game, goes in the locker room, goes get some treatment. I'm like, this guy's a genius. I got to take some notes. Like, that's how you get off practice that day. Oh, my knee. Josh McDaniels is like, Josh McDaniels at first always fell for it. And then like week 8, he's like, all right, just go. You don't want to be out here. Just go get some treatment. But then with ball in the game, yeah. Ninko was so dramatic. Oh, my God.
I remember one time
that his life is dramatic.
He took too much NO Explode at his eye, and this was like his eye was twitching, and he's like, I think I'm having a stroke. I'm thinking I'm having a stroke. I'm like, bro, you ain't Brewski. You ain't having no stroke. And he's like, no, I'm having a stroke. And there's another time he came off the field. My ACL's gone. Jim, it's gone. It's gone. And Jim looks at me, he goes, no, it's there. It's there. And Nico goes, no, I swear, try it one more time. He's like, nah, Nico, you're good. He goes, I thought it was gone, man. It reminded me last time. That guy was like WebMD all the time, on WebMD all the time, looking at shit like, man, I can't get into some of the stories. I can't get
I know. You can't.
You can't.
I know what you're talking about.
You remember?
I know the web one.
Oh, my God.
He's dramatic. He's more dramatic than dramatic.
All right. Let's get on to what kind of dude Stefon Diggs is in the locker room.
All right.
Is he a stud? Is he a freak? Is he a dog?
Ooh.
Is he a whiz? Or is he a dude's dude?
I mean, Jules, come on now. I think this one's pretty easy. He brings, some studly factors to the table because of his athleticism and his quickness and his football IQ. You got to be a smart football player in order, to be able to ball and have, to lead the league in receptions and yards.
We know our guy's a freak off the field.
Yeah, freak off the field. No doubt about that. Hey, no doubt. You got to be a freak if you're dating Cardi B. I mean, you listen to her songs. Damn. Like, we're allowed to say that because her songs,
they are crazy.
They make you freaky.
Yeah.
Just listen to them. Like,
he's got a little whiz, but I think it's easy.
It is easy. I mean, we're going to stamp it right now. 1, 2, 3.
Dog. Because the segment is presented by Dude Wipes, what was Stefon Diggs' cleanest moment?
Well, his cleanest moment is also kind of his most dogly moment as well. They kind of go together. And I'm going to say it's the Minneapolis Miracle.
Oh, wow.
When they were facing the Saints in the playoffs. Like, what was it? Like, no time left on the clock. And who threw it up to him? Kirk Cousins?
Was it Kirk?
Was Kirk Cousins?
No, it was Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. But where was Kirk Cousins? Was he injured that year? I thought he was on Minneapolis this year.
I think he got hurt
or
that
was
year.
was he still on the
No, he was
still on Washington.
Washington.
Wow, this is a throwback because this was 2018. So this was the 2018 NFC division round, and he made that clean catch. He jumped up in the air, high pointing it. He came down nice and clean, like the Dude Wipes, landed on his feet, and then just cleanly ran right into the end zone to, what, was it the final seconds?
Yeah.
Did the clock run out?
Was it walk-off?
Was it a walk-off?
It was walk-off.
It was a walk-off. He turned a 27 reception catch into a 61-yard TD, and it was the first walk-off touchdown in playoff history as well. Minnesota won 29-24 that game.
Now, I remember watching, I think we were, what time was this?
It was 2018.
We were in the
won
playoffs.
The Super Bowl that year.
We were in the playoffs, and I remember, sometimes before games in the playoffs, you go in the equipment room, and they
get a peek on what's going on with the other
games.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing this.
Yes.
When I went in to go get my socks or something, because sometimes you'd always see the guys in there see what other games are doing, and they walked off with this. I was like, holy shit.
Yes. I mean, that was a clean moment in his career. I would say the cleanest moment, moment that defines Stefon Diggs' playing career is definitely the Minneapolis Miracle. But you got to be a dog to be able to pull that off too. The way he kept his balance, he went up high pointed.
Stumble bumped.
His legs were almost cut off from underneath when he was up in the air. They kind of were, but he stumble bumped it, like you just said, put his hand down, kind of retained himself, and then ran into the end zone nice and cleanly. So this dude's a dog. And then on top of it, just had a baby with Cardi B, and the baby Thursday night football game was born, and he's tossing footballs to cheerleaders. You gotta be a dog.
You gotta be
a dog to do that.
Love Stefon Diggs.
Love it. Electric as can be.
And that was the Dude segment presented by Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. He's been a great addition to the Patriots receiver room. He's came back from injury, been a leader in the locker room, hasn't gone crazy the last few weeks stat-wise, but he's had some very timely situational catches. Had a catch on 4th down versus the Giants on Monday Night Football. And he'll be big down the stretch. Rob, do you remember the first time you did the Gronk spike?
I was born doing the Gronk spike. Rose Sparks makes sure you convert on scoring. That way, there will be plenty to celebrate.
Rose Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a game-winning play. They dissolve under your tongue to work in 15 minutes on average.
And you're right back in the game. No awkward wait time.
Exactly. In just 15 minutes, you're good to go for the rest of the night.
Rose Sparks dual action formula contains tadalafil, which stays active in the system for up to 36 hours. No, you don't stay hard that whole time, but when you get aroused, your body can respond.
Rose Sparks can give guys bigger, thicker erections. Yes, really.
Row connects guys with a medical provider 100% online, so you don't have to waste time in waiting rooms. If approved, treatment ships directly to their door.
If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off your first order of Sparks on a reoccurring plan. Connect with a provider at ro.co/dudes to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/dudes for $15 off your first order.
Get almost anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost?
Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get chicken parmesan delivered.
A day at the lake? That's a no. A Philly cheesesteak? That's a yes.
An afternoon stroll? Sorry, no. A burrito bowl? Happily, yes.
What about a day of sunshine? Not happening. A box of fine wines? Yes, that's happening. Delivery on its way.
Okay, how about some clear skies? Nope. Well, then how about some French fries? Yep.
A little escape? No. A delicious bowl of grapes? Yes. Yes, that.
How about a freshly cut lawn? Can't help you there, but barbecued prawns? Order it and it's on its way. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. Let's get into the chillest dude of the week, presented by our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and celebrate responsibly. Ooh.
Jules, cheers to you. Coors Light, cold as the Rockies. I'm about to take a sip and be feeling good, a little tipsy. And you know what time it is? It's time for Chillest Dude of the Week. And it's time for another edition of Gronkstradamus. Gronkstradamus is when Mr. Rob Gronkowski himself becomes just so smart, you think he's like Einstein out there. So let's get to it.
Einstein with crystal balls.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gronkstradamus. He was almost exactly right on with A.J. Brown's stat line last week. Almost exactly right on. Besides the Bears winning, he nearly predicted the exact Black Friday score for that game. Gronkstradamus also predicted Tucker Kraft's breakout game. Unfortunately, he didn't stick around. He is the all-knowing, the great, the powerful Gronkstradamus.
Dun, 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 Gronkstradamus.
Oh, Gronkstradamus, what do you foresee in this week's matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, this one's a really tough one, but not for Gronkstradamus, because Gronkstradamus is just so scientifically knowledgeable that he will possibly get this one right once again, just like his other stat lines that he got right, especially the Black Friday A.J. Brown stat line. That was very impressive by Gronkstradamus. But Gronkstradamus thinks the Dallas Cowboys are hot right now. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Yes, their record doesn't say that, but that's because they lost a lot of games at the beginning of the season. Well, they got a powerful offense. And the Detroit Lions, they're flimsy right now. They're frustrated. Jared Goff in the pocket, he's been getting, flustered because they've been getting in his face, and he's a pocket quarterback. He doesn't know how to scramble, and Dak Prescott does know how to scramble. So I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys to stay hot against the Detroit Lions.
Wow. The Gronkstradamus takes the Cowboys over the Lions. Cowboys did just beat the Super Bowl matchup of last year. Oh, Gronkstradamus, how will the matchup between Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward go this weekend in the Tennessee Titans-Cleveland Browns game?
Oh, you're throwing Gronkstradamus on one of the hottest headlines of the whole last year of two young rookies going into this season, with one of the young rookies is the number one pick, who is way more under the radar compared to the guy that went, what was it, 5th round or 6th round to the Cleveland Browns this year. One of those rounds, Gronkstradamus, stops paying attention after the 4th round. So that's why he doesn't know if he was the 5th or 6th round, because to Gronkstradamus, you got to be a top 4 round guy in order to get paid attention to. But now with this game going down, I think it's two terrible teams that are playing here, as Gronkstradamus has just made that very knowledgeable to all the fans out there. And Cam Ward is going to be kind of the same stat line that he's been all season. This is going to be a huge breakout game for Shedeur Sanders. But it's not going to mean much in the future because it's going versus the Tennessee Titans, the worst team in football. Myles Garrett needs to break that sack record, and can't do it versus a better team to go against than the Tennessee Titans. So Cam Ward's going to be a little frustrated because of Myles Garrett going for that sack record, and the Tennessee Titans aren't going to know how to handle him. But Shedeur Sanders going versus the Tennessee Titans, this is where he's going to strive. I don't think he's going to be this great, throughout the whole year. I think he's going to take advantage of terrible teams in terrible situations. So Shedeur is going to have a pretty solid game because of just who they're going against.
How many touchdowns is he throwing?
He's going to throw 2 this game. Just 2. He ain't going to have 3. He ain't going to have 4. It's going to be 2. Some mistakes as well.
All right. Well, staying on that game, Gronkstradamus, will Myles Garrett break the all-time sack record this season? And if so, how many sacks will he have against Tennessee? And Cam Ward, who's been sacked the most?
Well, Gronkstradamus works better when he is a little tipsy. So let me drink a little bit of my Coors Light right now, and then it gets the brain flowing. The calculations start to produce of the brain chemistry. And there we go. Gronkstradamus, he's been hitting the head. Never versus Myles Garrett. So if I was hitting the head versus Myles Garrett, I wouldn't be able to give these takes. Gronkstradamus would not be as smart as he is right now because of Myles Garrett. But thankfully, he never went versus Myles Garrett before in his career. But he will break the sack record. The record is 22.5. So he only needs 3.5 more sacks. He's got games versus Tennessee. I think he picks up 1 more versus Tennessee at Chicago.
1?
Yeah, 1 or 2. 1 or 2. He's not going to break the record. It's credible. He's had some
I think he might get the record this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Cam Ward's been sacked a lot.
Yeah, he has been. Actually, I don't think he breaks it, though, because the Tennessee Titans do know about Myles Garrett and this record and how dominant he's been. So they got to at least devise a game plan where they chip him like every time or just put 2 on him. That's why I'm saying they're going to give him so much attention that he only gets 1 or 2 sacks this game. Chicago, he's going to have another good game versus them because the Chicago Bears.
Caleb?
Yeah, but Caleb, it's going to Myles Garrett's going to frustrate them so much because of just how good of a player he is. The Bears are going to be, we got the formula. No one can sack us like they did last year. Well, Myles Garrett's going to show them wrong. He's going to get 1 or 2 versus them. And then I think he beats it against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got Buffalo. They got their left tackles out, so may get another one there. But I think it truly goes down versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, a division rival game. That couldn't be a better situation for Myles Garrett.
And that would be in 16 games.
Yeah, and it would be in 16 games, and he's going versus rival TJ Watt, who's better? TJ Watt, Myles Garrett. Who deserves the award? Who deserves Defensive Player of the Year? Who deserves to be all-pro between those two always? Well,
TJ Watt is record holder with Mike.
Yeah, he is. So he is. So he wants to beat it against him, who holds the record with Michael Strahan. Myles Garrett breaks it versus the Pittsburgh Steelers in 16 games on the 16th game.
Edeldamus thinks maybe he gets it this week, bro.
Edeldamus, get out of here. There's only one Damus out there. There's only one Damus.
There's only one Damus. Only one Damus. Only one Damus. All right, Gronkstradamus. Last one.
Let's hear it. Bring it on. Gronkstradamus' chemistry is flowing right now. Kaboom.
Gronkstradamus will steel-toe Joe lead the Cincinnati Bengals to a miraculous playoff berth. Steel-toe Joe.
Steel-toe Joe. I really like that name, Steel-toe Joe. I mean, Steel-toe Joe should probably try out for the New York Giants, and he would have a better kicking toe than the kicker for the Giants right now.
We played with Koo, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember he was on our team?
No, I wasn't.
I think he was on our practice squad. I don't know. Maybe you weren't there that year.
I wasn't there that year, but Koo.
He was on our practice squad. He was funny as hell. He's a funny guy.
He is. I mean, that was a funny kick. Yeah, I mean, I got to agree with you, Jules. That kid is funny. But Steel-toe Joe would have had a better chance at kicking that ball on Monday Night Football.
Watching too many Disney movies with Daddy or Tony Russo. Remember the garbage kicker toe kicking, field goal kicking movie? Remember that, guys? No one? Remember the Tony Danza movie where he was a garbage man that had a steel toe that kicked field goals?
No, I don't.
I remember that. But do they get in?
Gronkstradamus says no chance. The Cincinnati Bengals aren't getting in. What's their record right now, anyways? What are they? 4-9, 4-8,
4-8,
4-8. They got Buffalo, Baltimore, Miami, Arizona, Cleveland left. I don't think they get in. No, they don't get in. I would say very slight chance, like a 0.5% chance. I don't think they pull it off. No.
What would Gronkstradamus do to change that team for next year?
Oh, Gronkstradamus would get an offensive lineman, to protect Joe Burrow, like to the max, a star-studded offensive lineman, that is, and bring in a couple guys on the secondary as well.
I like it.
And it's set that can make big plays, a couple interceptions to put the offense in great situations to go out there and just put points up, even more points up on the board.
Well, I can't wait to see when Gronkstradamus is right. And that was the Chillest Dude of the Week, thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and celebrate responsibly.
Yes, Gronkstradamus says celebrate responsibly. That would be the smartest move of your life.
Well, that's been another episode of Dudes on Dudes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Comment a dude you want us to do. And remember, rate and review. Call in. Ask us questions on the chill line. That number is 561-203-5789.
And remember to follow Dudes on Dudes on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. See ya next week. Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.